Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Olivia, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you the kit that I promised last week that I would be putting together based around this Sparkling Sands square scarf from Wrapunzel. Now this was a very hard to put together set because so many scarves match this. I had a really hard time narrowing it down. So I think I've gotten it down to under 10. Fingers crossed that this is going to be a good workable number of scarves. It was up to just about 20 at one point in the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to just show you what I'm going to be using. I will be sticking to these scarves for the next little bit. I'm not sure if I want to do a week, 10 days, and that's not including Saturdays. I don't film on Saturdays. So I'm thinking somewhere between 7 to 10 days working with just these scarves. It may branch out a little bit longer, but typically I try to keep these guys, these challenges a little bit shorter, because I know me, I get bored, and I know you guys don't want to see the same exact thing all the time. So what I'm going to start with, of course, is this beauty here. This is the Sparkling Sands. I'm going to only open it up halfway. It's a very large square with a nice gold sheen, the beautiful colors in shades of brown and gold, this beautiful burnt orange color right there. Okay, so that's the scarf, the first scarf. I will be wrapping with this one today. I'm going to try to get through this part as quickly as possible so that we can get to the wrapping. The second scarf, because this t-shirt Tichel I loved, is a dark brown. Of course, they don't say dark brown, but this is a dark chocolatey colored brown that I think would really go well with this Sparkling Sands. So it's just the favorite t-shirt Tichel from Wrapunzel, the normal size, not the extra long. Then I have here in the gold, the Shimmery. I had several to choose from, and I thought that this one went really well with this. I thought that was the best option. All right, I've got the superhero scarf, and this one I chose to go ahead with because it's such a really awesome scarf. I did get this from Wrapunzel when the superhero scarves first came out. It's a really beautiful color, 2 gold. So I struggled with it, and in the end decided that I needed to put this one in because it really works with the whole look that I'm going for. Okay, now I also have the Sparklelicious in Exotic Spice. This one, I was between this color and the dark brown color, but I really like this color with the Sparkling Sands because I think it comes close to getting that burnt orange that's in there without having to buy a new scarf just to match it. Okay, now I am going with this one. I was between the milk chocolate and this tan version of the Petalsoft. I chose the lighter because I didn't have very many really light scarves. So I thought, yeah, we'll go with this one. And I thought maybe the milk chocolate might be just get lost with the rest of the medium browns. Okay, now this one is the New York Brights. Now I like to throw a New York Brights in. This one's just the brown. Now you can see with it, it has these really cool burnt orange pieces going through. So again, this one goes really well with the whole concept of coloring. Okay. The other choice for the brown was the brown with color. I just thought that would just be too much tossing in of different colors and would be distracting from the overall look that I was going for. Now, this one is the Sparklelicious in the brown with the gold. I liked this one as well because it's got the dark color and the gold, and I have the one dark, really dark color, and I thought balance it out by using the darker one of these rather than the cream gold or just a standard gold color. Now the pop of color, the oddball, because it's like that special eyeshadow palette where it's all brown with a pop of green. Well, I had to have my pop of green. I used this one here. It's a Tuff 2-in-1, and I believe it's bright teal. I always call it turquoise, but it's bright teal. So that's my pop of color. Okay, now these I will not be using in the kit, and because it's just too many scarves at this point, I won't be using the did I leave them? No. Okay, I decided not to use the Spellbound scarf. It's too hot. This time last year it wouldn't have bothered me, but funny thing happens when you get your body chemistry back in order. You start feeling the heat like normal people, and you know, so this one will not be in there simply because it's just too hot. But keep it in mind for the fall. You know, I'll keep it in mind for the fall. And I'm not going to be adding in another square scarf because I don't think I need to. This collection is perfect just the way it is. And I'm not going to be using the Sorry scarf. I just, as much as I love it, I just thought maybe it would be just too much. So I'm going to put those away. Now I also, when I was in the collecting portion of this kit, I'm getting my words tied up. When I was building in the building phase of this kit, I stopped by and saw Tichel, and she had this guy here. Now I was like, oh my gosh, I must have this. I must have this one for the kit. And I'm deciding not to use it in the kit, but I think it's a great alternative to the sparkling sands if you want to keep in the brown family and you have it, because it's no longer available. Another reason not to include it. It's no longer available on the Wrapunzel site. I found it and it was part of my process, and it's just really pretty. Now, for those of you who've been watching for a while, I have this one in black, and I purchased this. I purchased it from Tichel and paired it with a red scarf. It was like a red silky scarf. It was kind of cool. But I thought having it in the brown would be fantastic. But unfortunately, I'm just not going to be using it here. I will be wrapping with it as soon as this challenge is over. Now, this might also be an alternative for you guys if you don't particularly want the sparkling sands. When I was putting this together, I found out quite by accident that all these scarves look really good with the Happy Accidents scarf in black. Now, you're like, how do you figure that out by accident? Well, I wrapped with this and I took off my head and threw it on the floor like a lot of us do. I just took it off all in one piece and threw it on the floor, and it landed right on top of all the scarves that I was laying out for this kit. And I was like, oh, so that looks great. So I figured I would just tell you, if you have this one and you like this one better, this looks really good with these scarves because of the gold. Now, I was one of those people who was raised that you did not put black and brown together in an ensemble. You just didn't do it. You wore either black or brown. And the same with navy blue. You either wore navy blue or one of the other two colors. You never mixed and matched them. That's very, from what I've been reading, hearing, that's very old-fashioned and not applicable today. So totally, I'm now mixing the blacks and browns. So this would totally go for me with this. And the same with, there you go. So as you can see, it pretty much goes with anything. So say that you had this one and didn't want to buy the sparkling sands or didn't like the sparkling sands, but you liked the color all of this, this is a super awesome one to, or something like this is super awesome in this look as well. So, okay, now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, I'm going to put this guy down and I'm going to get wrapping. Now for this first day, I'm keeping neutral colors in my ensemble. I'm wearing, for this challenge, I'm going to be using my Wendy. It's mostly stuffed. Again, I say that, mostly stuffed, but it also has my hair in there, which adds back in the volume, making it a fully stuffed Wendy. All right, now I chose the Wendy because the Wendy has always been my favorite shaper, and it's just my preference. I may switch up between the white Wendy and the tan Wendy, blonde Wendy, depending on the day, because I think wearing the same exact shaper every single day for 7 to 10 days is just excessive. It gets sweaty under there sometimes, especially if, like today, I'm going downstairs to scrub bottles for bottling my wine. So it's gonna get hot and icky. So I may end up having to wash it, will end up having to wash it in the middle. So I will be breaking it up with a different color. So, okay, now since today is the first day, I'm going to be wrapping with the inspiration piece. And I think I want to add in, this was a hard part. Wait a minute, what am I doing? All right. One more thing. Oh my goodness. Brains. Okay. Accessories. I'm totally forgetting accessories. This one again was part of the, this is really hard to narrow down kind of thing. I'm choosing for a pin. The two pins that were in the running were this pin here and this pin here. This pin here is silver. It's the wrong color. That's what knocked it out. Had I gotten it with the gold and the teal, it would have been totally there. But this is the pin that I'll be using. It's the Fairy Whispers pin. I like it. It's a nice size. It's smaller than here. And it's smaller than most of my pins, but I like it. And then I was choosing between headbands. I thought I'd toss in a headband because headbands are fun and they're a neat way to dress up just a simple everyday style. Now I pulled out this guy here because it's got that really rich amber color in it, and it has a little bit of light color, light turquoise color here. I thought it would be really fun, and I pulled this guy out because he's brown and gold, so it goes with the whole look. And then I decided I don't feel like it. I just didn't want to battle with the stones to keep my scarves from getting snagged with this guy here. This one definitely is a snagger, and I decided that this one it doesn't fit properly because I put it on. It doesn't fit properly. I need to lengthen the elastic. So these guys, I decided to forget the headbands and go with another clip or clip pin. I'm just going with the clip here, the infinity clip. I think this might be more beneficial because I can use it in multiple ways. The headband is just, you put it around either at an angle or across, and that's it. No big. But I think this one will be really fun to play with. I almost said mess with. To play with. I do have the little stick for it, but I do not foresee me using it very often because I wore it and I stabbed a hole. I wore it with the pin and I stabbed a hole in my 2-in-1 in a color that is not available right now, so I can't replace it. And I'm pretty aggravated with myself. I've got to figure out the way to get that hole worked out. So this will not be used, but the clip will. So, okay, now I'm going to get to wrapping. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're wrapping with this one. And I think for today, to keep the colors happy. I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with this guy and this one. Now, if I would rehearse something beforehand, it would go smoothly, but typically I don't. So this is like one of those things. Okay, folding over a little bit less because this is my Wendy. It's a little bit bigger shaper. Okay, I'm just going to tie it on off center. Now I am going to put this piece at an angle, I think. I like angles for my face. Now when I tie the knot in the back, I want to make sure that the tail that comes out on this side comes out on the bottom. So doing the spin around, go to the top, come down through. Okay. So this is an appropriate size for the tail over here. Nice and long on this side. Okay. Now I'm going to do the pre-fold just to get it done, and hopefully it will stay. Okay. All right. Now my idea for this one is to have a veil type wrap, but I don't want to, trying to think how I can put this. I don't want it to be the standard tie. I prefer the way I always tie the squares. So I'm going to attempt it that way. If it doesn't work out, then I'll just go back to what I'm doing. All right, so let's bring you up and around. I don't need this piece, so I'm just going to bring him around. I'm thinking this up as I go along. I'm so not prepared. Okay. All right. Now, as the week goes on, as this time goes on, I'm thinking that these videos will be short. When I don't have to explain so much, trying to keep them, 5 minutes-ish, 10 at the most. But for this first video, I allotted a lot more time. Okay, so I have this in. Now, I really like this. I love this color. So, okay, I'm adjusting this. I just want it to lay flat. I don't want any big bulk pieces here. Okay, big bulky pieces here. All right, let's see how we can do this. All right. Find the tag. I know there's a tag. Okay. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, so, all right. The corner piece over here. I don't need to put it on at an angle right now because it's okay. And I'm going to bring this small piece back. And there's I'm going to try to show it to you. There's a really nifty spot back here because of the knot. I'm going to try to find it. There it is. And I'm just going to tuck this guy in to that knot. Okay. All right. So we have this beauty. Stay there. Okay, so I have this coming around. I'm going to try to keep it nice and neat. Okay, so I have just like so. My babies are starting to yowl. It's almost lunchtime for them. All right, now I'm just going to flip this guy up and over. And as you can see, it's a little odd. So I'm just going to try really hard to get this piece to come here. Okay. I may have to adjust just a little bit, but I'm going to just tie and see how this looks. Okay, I actually really like that. So this piece can be flipped to the back, just like so, and I will show it to you. Options on here. You can leave this dangling or tuck away. I'm going to leave it because that way, if it loosens up any, I can adjust it. Plus, it kind of looks good this way. I like the layered effect. Let me spin around and show you what the back looks like. This is the front. Okay. Turn around, and with the back, with that laying down back here, I can just bring it around to the side. Looks like this. Now this is a decent length. It comes down to my waist in the front, so that's something to think of. If you're cooking, not a good idea. When I am doing my bottle scrubbing today, I will most likely just give it a good twist. Forward works best. Let's do this and tuck it away for while I'm doing the bottle scrubbing, and then bring it out again when I'm not. So, all right. Now you could totally put in the clip here, but I think I might just put in the brooch right at the knot. This will help two ways. It will add shininess. It will add a little bit of detail to the side, but it'll also keep this guy from running away from you. If you're, it'll keep it from loosening up a little bit. I'm going to put it right on the knot, and hopefully it will be catching both scarves. The only thing I'm finding really hard for me, because I've got big, ginormous hands and a little bit of sore hands today, because scrubbing bottles takes a lot of effort, even though I soak them for hours beforehand. This piece is very, very small back here. I mean, obviously it's got to be a little bit smaller, but I think I'd like it better. Just a manufacturing thing, an oddball thing for me. I think I'd like it better if this piece ran this way and was just a normal size. I think that would work better for those days when my hands are really sore, because I'm always using my hands. I'm constantly crafting, sewing, cooking, or in this case, bottle scrubbing. I mean, gardening. There's so many things that I'm constantly active with my hands, so they get sore, and sometimes it's really hard to use these itty bitty teeny tiny clips. Just food for thought. Not that any of the people that manufacture these things are going to be watching my channel, but stranger things have happened. Okay, so, okay, there we go. I do like that. All right, I'll try to get up a little bit closer so you can see. I like that. I like the way that looks on there. It's not overdone. It's not overwhelming. It's just a little bit of fun. All right. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed today's wrap. And let me know your thoughts about the scarves I've chosen. Let me sit up a little bit. And if there's something that you'd like to see, let me know. Style-wise, scarf-wise, combination-wise, I am open to suggestions. So, all right, I hope you ladies have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next tutorial.